For centuries, spiritual traditions have spoken of ancestral karma, the idea that we inherit not just physical traits from our ancestors, but also their unresolved struggles, their traumas, and even their debts. Modern science is now discovering a stunning biological mechanism for this very principle, epigenetics. This is not a metaphor. It is a literal, scientific explanation for how the karma of your lineage is woven into your very biology, and more importantly, how you can achieve spiritual liberation from it. Let me explain you this, the science epigenetics, as the software of karma. Think of your DNA as the hardware, the fixed, genetic code you inherited from your parents and ancestors. It contains the blueprint for your physical form. Epigenetics is the software that runs on that hardware. It is a layer of chemical switches, like methyl groups that sit on top of your DNA, telling certain genes to turn on, express themselves, and others to turn off, remain silent. Here is the revolutionary discovery. Your life experiences, especially traumatic ones, can flip these switches. And even more astonishing, these switches can be inherited. There are two scientific evidence. First, the Dutch hunger winter study. Children conceived during a severe famine were found, decades later, to have a higher incidence of obesity and heart disease. The trauma of starvation had flipped epigenetic switches in their parents, which were then passed down, programming the children's bodies to store fat more efficiently in a world of scarcity that no longer existed. Second, studies on Holocaust survivors. Descendants of survivors showed altered stress hormone profiles, making them more susceptible to anxiety and PTSD, even though they never experienced the trauma themselves. This is ancestral karma in its most tangible form. The fear, the poverty, the addiction, the betrayal that your grandfather or great-grandmother experienced did not just vanish. It was encoded as a biological fear program or a scarcity program in their epigenome, and you may have inherited it. This is why you might feel a chronic sense of anxiety or impending doom with no logical cause in your own life. Self-sabotaging financial behaviors, as if an invisible force is pulling you back to a state of lack. Unexplained phobias or relationship patterns that mirror those of your ancestors. You're not just living your life. You are, in part, reliving the unresolved emotional and physical experiences of your lineage. This is the debt you carry in your very cells. From a spiritual perspective, this epigenetic inheritance is a physical manifestation of sanskars, the deep, latent impressions carried from lifetime to lifetime, and in this case, through the ancestral line. It is the weight of Maya, the illusion that makes you believe you are your anxiety, your scarcity, or your family's curse. This creates a profound spiritual problem. How can you achieve liberation if you are carrying the unresolved karma of hundreds of souls in your bloodline? Your journey to freedom is not just your own. It is the culmination of your entire lineage's struggle. The most empowering truth of epigenetics is that these switches are reversible. Your DNA is not your destiny. You are not a prisoner of your ancestry. You are the gatekeeper. You have the power to rewrite the software. This is the ultimate spiritual practice of liberation. Here is how you achieve this. Number 1, conscious awareness or the witness. The first step is to become the Sakshi, the silent witness. Observe your own reactive patterns, the sudden anger, the deep-seated fear, the irrational financial decisions. Instead of saying, "I am an anxious person," ask, "Whose anxiety is this?" You begin to disentangle your pure consciousness, the Purusha, from the inherited, conditioned personality. Number 2, reprogramming through experience. Your ancestors' trauma was passed down through experience. Your healing must be encoded the same way. You must create new, powerful, positive experiences that flip the epigenetic switches back. For inherited fear, practice deliberate courage. Put yourself in safe but slightly challenging situations that prove to your body and mind that you are safe. For inherited scarcity, practice radical generosity and gratitude. When you give and give thanks, You signal to your biology there is more than enough. The famine is over. For inherited grief, practice profound joy. Engage in activities that generate genuine, belly-deep laughter and bliss. Number 3, energetic and somatic practices. Trauma and karma are stored in the body. You cannot think your way out of an epigenetic program. Pranayama or breathwork. Conscious breathing directly calms the nervous system, signaling safety and rewriting the stress response code you inherited. Meditation and mantra. The vibration of mantras like Om or specific seed mantras can create a coherent frequency that disrupts the chaotic, fear-based signals of the past. Yoga postures. The physical postures release stored tension and trauma from the cellular tissue, literally shifting your physical and energetic structure. You are the chosen point of consciousness in your lineage with the awareness and the tools to end the cycle. Your spiritual liberation is not a selfish act. It is a divine responsibility. When you heal your own anxiety, you heal it for your children and their children. When you break the cycle of scarcity, you free your entire bloodline from that burden. You are not just working for your own liberation. You are performing the ultimate sacrifice for your ancestors, liberating them through your own awakened state.